Hi boys and girls in Primary 3. I am absolutely delighted to hear that so many of you are enjoying all your World Around Us work over the last few weeks. I saw some fabulous examples of igloos. I saw some fabulous stone inusuks and some wonderful inusuk paintings and drawings that you produced last week. So I'm absolutely delighted with all of that. And this week, boys and girls, we're going to focus on polar explorers and find out a little bit more about these individuals. There have been many famous polar explorers throughout history, boys and girls, because people have always tried to push themselves to explore new and remote, different places in the world and make new discoveries. Some of the very early polar explorers in the Arctic were looking for the Northwest Passage. Now, that was to be a shortcut for trading ships, which were bringing different goods from one part of the world to another, and that route would take them through the Arctic Ocean. Later in history, explorers began the race to be the first to reach the North and the South Poles. Expeditions to the North and the South Pole have also taken place in recent history too, boys and girls, with explorers setting themselves even more dangerous challenges. Now, I know that you know where the Arctic is because we've been talking lots about it for the last few weeks. So I know that you know the Arctic is up here in the northernmost part of the Earth, and that the North Pole is up here as well at the Arctic. You can see it again here. So that if you were looking, for example, at the top of a globe, you would see the Arctic Ocean, and right here is the North Pole. So you know that the North Pole is in the middle of the Arctic Ocean and it floats on a large ice floe. Now, Antarctica is down here. It's the southernmost part of the Earth. It's a huge continent. Most of it is covered in ice. And unlike the Arctic, no one lives in Antarctica all the time. Now, the South Pole is on the continent of Antarctica, and it is actually on land. It's not floating in the middle of an ocean, it's actually on land. And if we look over here, this is what you would see on the bottom of a globe. And here's the continent of Antarctica here, covered in ice, and the South Pole is about here. How did they get there? Well, explorers have used many different means of transport as they attempt to get to the North and the South Poles. They have also travelled over sea, they have travelled through the air, they have travelled on land that is completely covered in snow and ice in their attempts to get to the North and the South Pole. Now, they've also overcome lots of difficulties on their journeys on their way to the North and the South Pole. Could you maybe stop the video now, boys and girls, and have a chat with Mum or with Dad and see if you can think what might some of these difficulties have been that they would have had to overcome? What might have been so difficult on these trips to the North and the South Pole? Let's see what you can come up with. So what were the difficulties and problems faced by the early polar explorers, boys and girls? What did you think? Did you come up with any? Well, there were many, and they ranged from ships getting stuck in the ice, explorers getting frostbite on fingers and toes, finding it very difficult to walk, having to travel long distances over ice and snow and being absolutely exhausted, huge cracks in the ice, cracks that were so big that the explorers' dog sledges could fall right down through them, windstorms, blizzards, so bad that they could barely see what was happening around them, freezing cold conditions, or perhaps running out of food, and always the isolation and the loneliness, because if you think back, like this was over 150 years ago, for many of these explorers were heading for the poles for the first time, and there weren't any mobile phones, and no real way for them to make contact with their families and people that they loved at home. Can you imagine years without any messages from home or without being able to talk to anyone in your family? Because many of these explorers were on expeditions that lasted 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years at a time. I don't think I could do it, boys and girls. What do you think? So who were the polar explorers? Well, here are some explorers who have attempted to reach the North or the South Poles or both. Some were successful, others less so, but they were all incredibly adventurous and incredibly brave. This character here is Roald Amundsen. He was a Norwegian explorer, and Roald Dahl, the author, is named after him. This is Ernest Shackleton. He was born in County Kildare in Ireland and moved to London when he was 10 years old. This explorer here is Captain Robert Scott. He was a British explorer, and he's an interesting explorer to find out about. And this one here is Sir Ranulph Fiennes, who is a more modern day explorer, and I'm sure many of your mums and dads will remember some of his expeditions. So let's try and find out more, boys and girls. Choose an explorer that you'd like to find out a little bit more about. You could maybe find out when their particular expedition took place. You could find out where they went to, how they travelled, what happened. Try to think about how they might have felt and maybe the things that they might have seen. You could write a report to tell your teacher or a friend about your explorer. You could create a fact file about your explorer. You could paint a picture of your explorer and write some of the facts around your painting in a spider diagram. You could build a ship for your explorer using Lego. Now, all of these things, boys and girls, is all optional. You don't have to do any of them. But if you do, and I really do hope that you do some of them, it would be really fabulous if you would post your work up to Seesaw so that we can see. It's always absolutely wonderful to see what you do. So have fun with this, boys and girls, and have fun finding out lots of information about your chosen explorer. See you soon. Bye.